On updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akirjada joins us. Good morning.
Yeah, very good morning to you, Tundu. Good morning to you, Rufai. Good morning to you, Doctor. Let's get it started with European football. And I must actually tell you that West Ham United had a day to forget. Probably the off-field antics probably played a huge role on Rangers also. Thanks to Joe Aribo and the gang, Leon Balogun, we have quite a lot of Nigerians playing for Rangers in Glasgow. And 3-1, they are in the finals. For Eintracht Frankfurt, they also can say they are in the finals. No thanks, thanks to 1-0 win over West Ham United yesterday in Germany. So as it stands right now, the results are actually out. It means the Rangers will be playing against Eintracht Frankfurt in the finals of the European League in Seville. So a lot is expected from both teams, and both teams will be hoping to clinch European trophy for the season. Away from that to the lowest rung of European competition, and AS Roma went against Leicester City, and in Jose Mourinho's typical fashion, he was able to grind out the result thanks to Tammy Abraham's goal, and that means that Marseille will play out a goalless draw against Feyenoord at home in France. Would see Feyenoord actually take on AS Roma. And at the moment, the talk is about Jose Mourinho being the very first coach. He's at the cusp of making great history. He's won Champions League, he's won the Europa League, and right now he might be the first coach to win both, the triplets. Talking about the Champions League, the Europa League, and the European Conference League. So let's see what happens when Roma takes on Feyenoord. Of course, AS Roma are the favorites in this particular one. Now, away from that, and let's actually talk about Roman Abramovich. You spoke about this yesterday, and Roman Abramovich has made a U-turn, or probably clarified that he has not asked that the loan be paid back. But a lot of this is still shrouded in uncertainty, and because we still know that he wants that particular loan to be transferred to his foundation that he wants to set up. And the UK government are saying that the loan is still part of the sanctions that have been meted out to the Russian oligarch. And as it stands, there's still a back and forth. At the moment, we're not still sure who will buy Chelsea, as Radcliffe and several others are hopeful that this deal is done sooner than later. Now, away from that, Nigeria's Moses Simon has been sizzling in the French Ligue 1, and he has won the Player of the Month for Nantes. At the moment, he's been in blistering form, although he actually had a superb game in the doubleheader against Ghana, but he's been turning heads in Ligue 1 and he's been voted Player of the Month. In the NBA, the playoffs are actually heating up nicely, and everyone is expecting a blowout as Mavericks once again actually turned up against the Phoenix Suns. And when we actually look at the results, Miami Heat themselves had the all to play for, and they actually have moved a mile away from the Philadelphia 76ers as they've taken a 2-0 lead in that particular playoff series. And also not just leaving out, as it stands right now, when you look at the running for the NBA Finals, is looking very, very poor. As the Golden State Warriors will be hoping to stretch their lead. The Bucks, also who are favorites to get to the finals, will be hoping to do the same. At the moment, it's still not clear which teams will be having in the NBA Finals. And finally, there is party in the air for Formula One, as Formula One will be going to Miami. The the racers are excited for what will be a very, very remarkable race. Charles Leclerc still leads the pack, or the chasing pack, and I must actually say that Verstappen seems to be garnering a lot of steam. Lewis Hamilton still lost to sea. Some are questioning why he actually came back, and he is still saying that he has appetite. But let's see how it actually goes. The free practice starts today, and then later on this evening we'll be having the second free practice before the qualifiers and the main race. They all came out decked in their beachwear, all looking very relaxed, ready to party, but it is better to the metal when the lights goes off in Miami. So it's a good one. The US are trying to make Formula One a mainstay. Let's see how it goes.
All right, let's see how that pans out. Hopefully this race will be just that race. That'll change things for Lewis Hamilton, because he's not done well this season.
I don't think he has the appetite to race this season.
So for me, I think predominantly it's the car. It's the car.
But the fact that George Russell is doing well,
no, so they don't drive exactly the same car. So I had to go check into it. So there used to be this big controversy between Alan Proust and Ayrton Senna of blessed memory.
Yeah.
You know, they were both in the same team, but the cars were different. All right. So you can actually have defects in one car and another car looks perfectly okay.
No, knock it out. This is how it works here,
So
because this
if-
actually played out during Nico Rosberg's time with Lewis Hamilton. The same cars are always unveiled, the same cars, the same technology. But the difference is always the mechanics that actually, because Lewis Hamilton has his own mechanics, while George Russell will have his own mechanics, but it's still the same car, the same technology.
There goes the point, but no two cars are exactly the same. And I believe to a very great extent, if Hamilton is complaining about the car, then the car is wrong. There's something wrong with the car. I mean, I'm not, I mean, it doesn't make sense for a 7-time world champion to be a sissy overnight. And the Hamilton we know will not come out and say, oh, the car is, I'm blaming all my failures on the car. It's because the car is bad. Apart from that, he's having a bad time, but the car is bad predominantly.
Hamilton will not apologize to him.
Hamilton will not come out and say that, oh, I want to blame. If he's having a bad day, he'll tell you he's having a bad day. This is a champion. And that's why I believe to a very large extent it's a car. And the car can be wrong. And the car is wrong here. And like you said, Toto has come to apologize to him, to tell him, you know, maybe they'll look at the car and see if they can tweak it. Because, I mean, I've seen races where Hamilton was 10th and Hamilton kept on overtaking, and he came first in the race. If you see the last race, it was at Imola, he couldn't even do anything. He was stacked at 14. They got out of the pits. He couldn't even race. So to a large extent, it's the car. Hopefully, things might change. Luck might be on the side. I don't know what it will be. Concerning Chelsea and Abramovich, so to my mind, I think Abramovich still wants to keep some money out of the sale, but he doesn't know how to do it because of the sanctions. And that's going to be the sticky point. The question is, how much can he hold out? Yeah, he's coming to say another thing in the media. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not asking for the loan to be paid back, but blimey, he wants that loan to be paid back.
Of course he does.
He wants the loan to be paid
1.5 billion is no, no small, it's no chump change.
And I think that's the sticky point in all of it. But the quicker they sort out, the better, because they're already affecting the team.
Yes, it does.
And we've seen, the last games, the team practically didn't do well. You know the psychological problem.
When is the deadline?
The deadline, we still have up until the summer, but they are saying that they're hoping that they can actually hatch it out between probably this week and next week. But you and I know that the sale of a club, there are a lot of hoops. They have the director's test that they need to do. They have a lot. They have like 4 different stages. Yes, the government approvals. They have, but the initial push to say this is the man that wants to take out. This is the conglomerate, or probably the consortium that wants to take over the club. Should be done. We're expecting maybe this week or next week. And then the no spoke in the intricacies and all the tests that they need to pass we will now begin.
Well, let me start with the chosen one. The chosen one in football, of course, is Jose Mourinho. People tend to write him off. They say he talks too much, he's so arrogant. But with the AS Roma beating Leicester City and qualifying for the European Conference League, the inaugural final, I think he has proven again that, look, he has the magic and that he cannot be written off. And I think it's justified to have shown great excitement. And it's been quoted as saying that qualifying for that final is like winning the Champions League. Although the comparison...
Not so much,
the comparison,
but I understand his excitement.
But he's happy, to be on this cup of history, as you pointed out. The first European manager who will be taking 4 different clubs, to a final of a major European competition. AC Milan, Porto, Man U, and now AS Roma. Yeah. And it stands the chance of winning a treble, also as you pointed out. So, but the thing is, will he be able to go all the way? But it is remarkable that, when last did we talk about Jose Mourinho? All of a sudden, he has bounced back. Second issue I wanted to raise with you. Okay, let me leave that first before I come to that, because you can jump on that and get excited.
His friend.
And I forgot. Hans Jabeur, a lady, world number 10 in tennis in the Madrid Open. She's now qualified for the finals. And she'll be the first Arab, the first North African, or in fact, maybe the first African, to qualify for a major Grand Slam in the final. And I think that's historic. Yeah, remarkable. Whether she wins or not. I think she deserves to be congratulated and celebrated as we look forward to the, final in the women's singles game at the Madrid Open. Now, to your people, one Dr. Emerua, who is in charge of safety and security with CAF at the moment, says he's interested, he wants to contest for the presidency of the Nigerian Football Federation. He has been in the NFF as an assistant to general secretaries and all of that. And now he has started his campaign. After Amaju Pinnick, FIFA Council member, CAF member, two-time historic president of the NFF, had said, due to family pressures, he's not running again. But, there may be a major order in case Amaju Pinnick changes his mind. I hope, what are the indications? And what do you think of this Dr. Emejua, who says he's Emerua, who says he's interested? Finally, it's been 10 years. Amunike, reminds us since Rashidi Yekini died. USA 94, World Cup 94, and I think that it's important to remember him. 38 goals in 58 appearances. First Nigerian to score a goal at the World Cup. He died at 48, 12 years ago. But unfortunately, posthumously, the stories we've heard about him were not too tidy about his estate. But of course, what we remember him for is his heroism and his achievement.
Yeah. Now, first of all, I must say that we...
So over to you.
Okay. No, it's good that Rashidi Yekini, like you said, the news that were coming out from his family and his estate were not too good. But I'm happy that the Minister for Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, and some other people, the NFF President, Amaju Pinnick, also weighed into this and ensured that they put the mother. It might not be much, but some said that it was 50,000 a month. They put the mother on 50,000 salary a month, and they've been paying it for years right now. And whether that's enough to actually for her to live and survive in Ilorin is left to be seen. But it's unfortunate that we actually lost a great hero. No one has been able to match what he has actually done in terms of sheer brilliance and doing it at the highest level. Yeah. Yes, it's that goal and that picture of him grabbing the net against Bulgaria. Against Bulgaria. There are other bad stories about that particular one because according to the news, they said that some people did not like that he went and took the glory for himself.
They stopped passing the balls to him.
Yes, because they felt this was a team that shook the world. Why are you taking this glory for himself? Because that picture will never, ever be forgotten. This particular picture, how he held the net, it just showed the passion he actually had for football and for Nigeria. A great gentleman, I must say.
And sorry, I just wanted to, because I feel very highly about Rashidi Yekini. I actually met him a couple of times when he was playing for Gateway United. What he said about that goal was he was overwhelmed by the emotion. He held the net and he kept on praying and thanking God for what he had done. And for me, that characterized the passion of the monster Rashidi Yekini was. Very passionate for this country. Cult figure in Setúbal. He played in Portugal.
Yes, Vitória
Setúbal, the Portuguese league. I think the glowing memories should even go back to the likes of Tunisia 94s of this world.
That's AFCON.
AFCON. Yekini single-handedly pushing the team forward. And when the mafias in the Super Eagles, you see, this politics too, we say there's cabal. It's just like Super Eagles too, they were mafias. I don't want to mention their names. Some of them are still everywhere today. The same mafias that decided not to stop passing to Yekini, we know them. One of them finally became coach of the same Super Eagles at a point. And when they stopped, and we all thought, Yekini's career was over. Then Yekini came back and made a resurgence in France 98. You remember the scissors kick?
Yeah, he did.
Against Spain. Mm-hmm. And you also remember, I think the first full-length game he played was against Paraguay. The third game, we lost that game 3-1.
Yeah.
But Yekini kept on pushing. And unlike other players, when Yekini finished his career, he came back home to give back. He came to Gateway United.
Yeah.
And, and he played a major role in the league. So, he can't be forgotten.
He cannot.
He's a player that will constantly resonate in your mind. And since Yekini passed, I'm not sure we've seen any, top 9 for Nigeria.
No, it's been
in
difficult.
the stature of Rashidi Yekini.
It's been difficult to.
That's a beautiful tribute, Rufai.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's lovely.
I'm a sold-out Yekini person.
Yeah. So you mentioned Christian Omera, Dr. Christian Omera.
Yes, Omera.
Yes, a consummate professional because he's been in the NFF, working in the NFF in the integrity unit for some time right now, and I'm happy people are coming out because it only makes it more competitive, and it's only at that point that you get the very best that would actually run the office the way it should be run. But it's unfortunate that in all this, we are, aside Shego Degbami, for example, who has been indicating interest, we are not seeing ex-internationals like we see in other climes. Even though Didier Drogba failed, but at least he tried. This is the second time of trying. We see Samuel Eto'o. We should see professionals come out who have played the game to the highest level, but they are more concerned about probably the maybe endorsement deals and just being out there going for friendlies and the rest of them and just gathering the monies that they can gather. And nobody is really, some of these top guys that we're talking about that are in the caliber of the late Rashidi Yekini, in that particular ilk, we should see them come out and try to vie for office. One of them tried, and it was a disaster because people claim that he was the FA chairman of a state, and people expected so much to happen. He was not even present at all. His second in command kept on complaining that you've left all the responsibility, you are taking the glory, and I'm here doing the work. And it's unfortunate we find ourselves where we are, that we don't have enough people vying for the highest office in football in Nigeria by ex-internationals. The only time we hear about ex-internationals is when they come for a coaching job. They should go beyond that. These are some of the people that have made...
Try and clap for Jose Mourinho too. Clap for him.
No, Jose Mourinho is a legend. You can only love to hate him because the man is an enigma. Anywhere he goes to, I feel Roma's job was a condescending job, if you'd ask me, because he was way above Roma's caliber at the moment. But unfortunately for him, that's where he is, and he's still pulling his weight. Congratulations to him, but he will not play Champions League football next season because he's had a very, very mixed start to his Serie A campaign.
But it's a comeback kid.
Yes, he is a comeback kid. We have to wait and see.
Aaron, somebody said something to me.
Yeah.
As we were talking in my head. Said Jose Mourinho will always be the interpreter.
No, he's a great communicator.
Yes, he is.
So don't carry him over. Thank you, Aaron.